Welcome to another unit in this methodology toolbox. This time I'm going to talk a little bit about conjoint analysis. So first off, when do we use conjoint analysis? Whenever you have a product which consists of different attributes, like a car. Car has different colors, interior designs, stereos, and so forth. But for the consumer, it's pretty hard to actually tell you what's it worth to him to get the car in black instead of in green. He might see the whole design of the car, different values for different features. So he might be presented with a green car, no stereo, very cheap interior, and say, okay, I'm rating this design at most this much, or I prefer this as compared to. That might be possible, but only with the full description, with all the features already filled in. Then he might also tell you, okay, this car might be worth this much to me. Or at least he would tell you, if the car costs this much, this would be a nice, a very bad offer. And that's actually what we're going to use here. In the conjoint analysis, we assume the consumer gets a fully described car, gets a name price for this, and then has to decide, okay, am I buying this? Yes, no. Or rather, which of two options do I want to buy? Or if I see this option on a scale of 1 to 5, how interesting this is to me. And you can use these informations to determine what are the different levels of the attributes worth to your customer. So in other words, you can determine for the attribute color, what is black worth to the customer as compared to green. And that tells you what you can sell him for which price. Okay, what do I have to do for this? Well, first off, we need to know all the relevant attributes and the levels thereof. So you need to know which attributes are those which really matter. Same for levels. For each attribute, you need to know which are actually the ones which really matter. Once you have this, you can design your choice cards. I call this here choice cards. Usually you call this only choice cards if the consumer goes with, I have two options, which of the two options do I prefer? However, you can also have, as I said, different designs where he has to rate one of the, designs where he has to say, okay, I want to buy this, I do not want to buy this version. So different versions are possible. In the same context, if you design the set of choice cards which your customer gets, you can do this in different versions. You can select all the different possibilities, all the different combinations of attributes and levels, or you can only select a few of them, as with orthogonal or with efficient designs. But in the end, you need to have a set of cards which you give to your customer, the participant of your study, to evaluate in one way or another. Once you evaluated them, you have to use a corresponding scale, as I said, you can estimate his utility function, meaning you get the partial utility values telling you which of the different attributes is valued more than the other, which of the different levels of each of the attributes is valued more or less than the others. Well, since you usually also include a price variable, you can actually transfer the partial utility values into monetary utility values, telling you how much each of the different levels as compared to the other levels is worth. So how much is your customer willing to pay more for black cars than for green cars? Is he actually willing to pay more for black cars than for green cars? That's finally the monetary utility values, and that's what you are actually interested in, because that's how you know how much you can sell the specific levels for. What to select as the default version? Well, of course, you select the version, the level as default, which gives the least monetary utility to your customers, so that they will always be inclined to upgrade and therefore pay additional money for their upgrades. Well, that's everything I wanted to mention regarding the conjoint analysis and its applications. I hope you enjoyed this. I say goodbye and see you next time.